So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Classroom Manager to manage the teachers and students in your classroom classes. So I've got a list here in this page of all my Year 10 classes in the school. So if I go down to the bottom of this list, there's 187 of those. Just a point. If you see anything where it's greyed out, I'm just hiding somebody's email address or name. So that's 187 classes. I'm going to get the students and teachers and put those into these two tabs. So to do that, I'm going to go to Add-ons, get Classroom Manager, open the Classes menu. There's a couple of ways to get this. I can get it from here, but I'll just go show you in this one. So if I choose List, it will remember my settings. And then here I can get students and teachers. So if I click on that, and there's a little message you can read. And if I get the GSFE data, this wheel will spin until it gets all the teachers and students. And while it's doing it, it'll also pop up from time to time telling you how many it's retrieved. I'm going to pause the video while it's doing that, because you don't just watch a spinning wheel. So when it finishes it'll tell you there that it's retrieved all the student records, and it has retrieved all the teacher records. So I can close this. So now, if I should hide this, if I go and have a look at the teachers, so again, I've just hidden all the email addresses. So but I've not hidden the ones where it says just the department name. So it shows the class name, the class ID, the teacher email, which section. I'm using year group as a proxy for that. What the status of the class is, what the description of the class is, if this teacher is the owner of this class, and I put that in because you can't remove an owner from a class. So if you try to delete the teacher here, it won't have any effect. And then these other columns are for when I'm syncing this data. So if I wanted to add another teacher to one of these classes, I just need to put the class name in, the class ID, and the teacher email, and the section, and then I'll show you how to use the menu options later to add them. So it's similar on the students. So in this, I've got 4,000 records. And again, I've got options to add students, delete students, and it records there when it was actioned. So the other part of this, so that's retrieved my teachers and students in classes. The other part is the information I retrieved from classes from the school information system. And again, it's similar sort of information. So I've just picked up the year group they're in, which class, and the teacher name. And for the students, it's year group, the class, and the student email. I've not bothered to filter this, so this is just all the data for the whole school. And then these other tabs down here, so for other staff, I'm using to add teachers and students in if they're not listed in the information I'm picking up from the school information system. So if I wanted to add this teacher to one of my classes and they're not listed in the school information system, but they're a temporary teacher or whatever, I can do that with this. So to retrieve the information from the school information system, use this button that opens a window, and I'm not setting it for anything which will retrieve the data from your school information system. I'm assuming you'll do what I did, which is to, from your school information system, run reports which will output the data as CSV files. And then this process just allows you to go and tell it where that data is. So I've taken that CSV data and put it into a Google spreadsheet, and then I've copied the link to the URL to the spreadsheet in there, and then told it which sheet it's got the classes information and what the headings, which headings correlate to the data. So when I change that, these boxes have drop-down menus based on the information that's in that spreadsheet. And again, it will remember the settings, so you only have to set it once and then it'll keep it. And then if I want to update the data, I can click on this button and it will go fetch the data, because it's just transferring data between spreadsheets. It only takes a minute or so, but I'm not going to bother doing that now because I've already done that. So those fields are set. And then, so I've got my SIS teachers and students. And then I can sync the data. So if I go to here, this button, I can set up a schedule for when I want this to run. So I've got this, I can set it to run on a manual sync only, to run daily, to run weekly. And then if it's weekly, I can say which day of the week and what time it needs to start. And then if I want to do this manually or make it automatic on this schedule, so get classes from GSFE, get students and teachers from there, and import the SIS information from Sheets. So I've set this up to be all automatic. And then these are the sync settings, how the data is synchronized between those two. So I'm assuming the data from the school information system is always correct, and is always the master list, and I'm making sure that the Google Suite for Education data corresponds to that. I'm doing the sync based on class only, but I can set it to class or class and section. I can identify classes to add and remove, and that will add them or flag them for deletion on the GSFE class sheet. And then I can make the creation of the classes manual or automatic. They're just drop-down boxes. Adding teachers can be manual or automatic, and so on and so on and so on. It reminds me of the GSFE, getting GSFE classes data, those previous settings from the previous sheet. I can change those if I want, or remember those. So once I've got that set up, I can save the sync rules, and it will synchronize according to my schedule, or I can tell it to sync now. So if I do that, it'll hide everything and just show you the spinning box again. And I'm going to pause this again. So once it's finished, the menu appears again. We'll get a message down here saying all necessary changes have been flagged in the GSFE sheets, and if necessary, use the other menus to action those changes. That's what we've got to do now. So if I close that and I go to the teachers sheet first, so down at the bottom of it, it's added, or it's suggested I add these teachers to these classes, including the one I added on the other staff. I'm going to do that by going on this menu on the student teachers, and I'm going to, so it's split into add, remove student, and add, remove teachers. The add other is on those other students and other staff sheets. you can add them directly without having to sync them first. So I want to add these. This will come up with an error because that's not a real email address. So there, it's changed those to say they've been added when they were actioned, and this one has said request entity was not found, so that doesn't exist, so you can't add it. Also in here, we've got a couple of deletions. So if we do that, so it's there. It's said there were 4 teachers that needed to be removed from those classes. So it's where it had a yes in, it removed them, said removed, and put the date as actioned. And it's the same for the students. So let's go there to the bottom. So the new students have been added at the bottom, including that one from my other students one. And it's the same process, except you say add or remove students. And I think that's it.